Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I'd film a video of my skin and makeup routine when the weather is hot and when it's a lot more humid outside and when I kind of don't want to put too much makeup on, but I still want my skin to be very glowy and very natural and very kind of highlighted and things, but without having to worry about having so much makeup on because of it obviously being so warm out recently. I haven't really been wearing that much makeup. I have a couple of spots here and here that I like to cover, but that's pretty much all. So I'm going to jump straight into what I do. So what I normally do is I will give my face a little wipe with my micellar water and my little cotton wool round thingies that I use. Always make sure you shake this stuff because it just works so much better. And then I'm just going to pop some onto here, and I'm just going to give my face a quick wipe round. Now I have already had a wash this morning, so this is just like a quick little to get off all of the oil that is on my skin from me like cleaning and things this morning and whatnot. So just giving my face a little wipe round, and like I said, I have these two little spots here and here, and then that's what it looks like. So it doesn't even look that bad, but I like to do that. Then what I like to do is this stuff, the micellar water dries pretty quickly, so it's pretty much already dry on my face. I like to use some of my coconut oil. Only in summer months do I really do this. And again, I just take a couple of squirts of this onto my cotton pad, and I just kind of start to circulate it around my face. Now, I do have oily skin. I won't beat around the bush and say that I don't, so I don't really need to do this like massively, because obviously through the day my skin will become quite dewy, but I do like to just add a little bit of a glow, and I really like what this stuff does to my skin. It just makes it really smooth and really soft, and it's a really good moisturizer to use. Now I know you should definitely add some form of SPF onto your face, but currently we just don't have any sun cream, so I have none to add. But normally then I would add a little bit of sun cream, only just a small amount, just to cover up most of my face, just so I have that little bit of protection. But we'll just pretend that I've done my sun cream because I haven't, because we haven't got any. So then what I'm going to do, I have my makeup all down here. Now as you can see, my brows are already done. I did them this morning because I had to do a few things in the garden and stuff. So for foundation on hotter days, I like to use my it's called Wonder Nude by Maybelline, and I am in the shade 10, which is Ivy. I've said in a previous video that I'm in Ivy in most of my foundations and things like that because it's just a nice light shade. I'm very pale, but I do have kind of like tanned olive skin, so I really like this. And then I just use this really dirty brush. I really should give my brushes a clean actually. I may do that today. Use this brush. I just like do this with my hand, and then yeah, start to blend it in. So the reason that I call this my summer makeup is because I definitely don't wear as much makeup as what I normally would do day to day in say colder months, but also I like to really try and make my makeup look quite glowy in the summer months. I just like the effect that it gives the skin, and I think that it's really pretty when you're out and you don't have a mass amount of makeup on in the summer, because that is literally the last thing I think about really when it gets hot, is my makeup and things. I just kind of chuck my hair up and go, and this makeup means that I can do that pretty quickly as well. So it's just like a really light application of foundation. I love that foundation. It's a really good foundation, I bought mine from SuperDrys and I believe it was about £8, so it's pretty affordable foundation as well. Excuse me. Then what I do, so normally I then go into my contour and my highlight and all that jazz, but for the days that it's a little bit hotter, I don't like to use as much product on my skin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my hide and seek contour and highlight palette, but this one is a little bit different because it's quite a lot more thinner, like the product is a lot less. So I apply some underneath my eyes, and then you can barely even see that I've applied anything, but I like the kind of little glow that it does give you. This stuff does give off quite a pretty little glow, but it's just so much less than other stuff that I normally use, because for daily use I don't really like to go so chunky with my highlight and contour. And then I'm going to use the W7 Chunky Eyes in the shade Cappuccino, which is an eyeshadow, like an eyeshadow product, but I love using this for my contouring on, like I said, on the days where I don't want to wear quite as much makeup. I use this because this stuff is just, it's so much more easy to kind of use to start with, so it's much easier to actually blend out and blend all the product, but it's also just a nice product. I really like this product to use, and like I said, on hot days it's just really useful. So I'm just taking my Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'm just buffing firstly my highlighter, concealer, whatever you guys call it, and I'm not being like careful if I get any of my contour either, because I just want it to be really nice and blended. And the good thing about the highlighty shade that I used to actually like to highlight, sorry, is quite iridescent. It's got quite a nice little glow to it. So it means that if you then decide that you don't want to necessarily apply too much powder highlighter, you don't have to, because you already have this really pretty little glow. I'm just blending away my chin, and then I'm going to go on the other side of my face. Very annoying little pieces of hair that keep falling out that I just am not feeling today. I've actually been oiling my hair most days now because I'm trying to get the condition better. My hair has been in a really bad way for years and years. For like as long as I can remember, I've had really bad hair. And I don't know, I'm just fed up with having really crap looking hair. So I wanted to kind of change it up a little bit. So I've been adding some argan oil, and I've been using a little bit better like heating products and stuff, styling products on my hair, just to try and actually get it to kind of be the way I want it to be, because it hasn't for so long. My hair hasn't been properly healthy for years, since I was at like school probably, which is crazy. So that's the base, really nice, but it's just like, it's so much less than what I would normally wear. And that's why I really like it. Now what I'm going to do is, because like I said, I am oily, I do need some form of powder on my face. I can't not have any. So I'm just going to use my 2 minutes, guys. I'm just going to use a little bit of my powder, mainly just underneath my eyes, because this is the area that really does get kind of sweaty and, you know, not so good. And then also on my forehead I'm going to pop a little bit, and then also on my chin and just underneath my sort of jawline. And on my little smile areas and forehead. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking my French Connection bronzer, which doesn't have a name, which is a shame because I really like the colour, because I don't actually know what the colour is. I can never tell anybody, and it's so annoying because all I can put is that it's the French Connection contour and highlight palette, and I guess that's enough. But if it's not, then I don't know whether you can buy like multiple different palettes maybe. But I do really like this palette. I got it for Christmas. I think I got it for Christmas this year by one of my friends. She bought it for me. She always buys me French Connection things. Last year she bought me a French Connection brush set. This is actually one of the brushes that come with it, and I really like the brushes, and it also comes with like a little holder thing, and it's really, really cute. We actually use the holder in our bathroom as our toothbrush cup, believe it or not. And then I'm just going to pop some down my neck. I burned a little bit yesterday. We went out quite a lot yesterday. Actually, the whole weekend we were out basically all weekend. It was such a lovely weekend. In England, over the past couple of weeks, we've had some really lovely weather. And for England, you know, we don't normally get very nice weather, so when it's hot, I feel like we all go a little bit crazy. And we had a barbecue the other day. We went out and just like spent hours outside, which was, you know, it's nothing new. We always do that anyway. But like, yeah, we did that because it was hot. And then what else did we do? We also went to my mum's house yesterday. It was my brother's birthday yesterday. We went there for like a barbecue, kind of oven barbecue tea, which was really yummy. So now I'm moving on to my eyes, and I'm just going to use my powder again, and I'm just going to apply some of this powder all over my eyelids. I know I said I wasn't going to be using a mass amount of powders today, and I'm really not compared to normal. If you guys have seen my other makeup videos, you will see that I normally apply a shit ton of powders, but sometimes I just don't feel as if I need that much coverage, and when it's hot I don't like to. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Misguided 2 Legit contour palette, and I'm going to take the shade Ballin', which is this really nice kind of dusky pink brownie colour. It's a really pretty shade actually. Again, I'm not sure whether you can buy any of these shades separately, which is a real shame because the palette, I'm not sure whether you can even buy the palette anymore, to be honest. And then I'm just gonna take this and apply it kind of on my eyelids, my top of my eyelids, kind of with the like windsweep wiper motions. And really for like summer looks, to be honest with you, I just like to go with like really simple makeup looks. Nothing too much, nothing too bright. I don't really wear a lot of lipsticks when it's sunny, just because I find that lipstick kind of makes me look too put together. Weird, I know. And then I'm just going in with the shade from this palette, which is called Peachy, which is just a nice kind of peachy shade. This is really just to give me a little bit of depth in my eye sockets, and just mean that my eyes aren't so one-dimensional, because I hate it when that's the case. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade The Bomb. I've used this shade a few times before in different tutorials that I've done, and I really like this shade. It's perfect because it's not too dark, but it's also not too light. So obviously this looks crazy right now, but bear with. It's just a really pretty kind of brown shade. Then what I do, because because I always use the same brush, is I just take a cotton swab that I use to either clean my face or put the oil on, call it dirty, but I don't want to use too many of them. Cleanish-ish brush, and then what I do is I just take a little bit of my powder on the brush and then always hit off the excess and then start to blend this product out a little bit better. I used to really struggle with blending and kind of getting that real gradual look. I started using some tape. I like using like tapes and things on the sides of my eyes to kind of help really graduate the look out. But sometimes I forget, and obviously I don't want to be applying it after I've done my foundation and stuff. Otherwise that would just be so silly, in my opinion anyway. In your opinion it might not be, but in my opinion I'm just not that good at makeup basically. So yeah, pretty damn simple, but it's like exactly the same as every other look that I do, it's just a lot less. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, which is a really pretty, my legs have gone dead, guys. A really pretty pigment, which is called, doesn't have a name, which is really annoying, but it's just this really pretty pot of like jelly stuff, I guess. I'm going to try and swatch it for you, but I know that the swatch isn't going to be great. So it's just like a really pretty pinky shade, and I love this colour to use on my eyelids because it's a wet product. So it means that if I sweat, etc., it's not going to come off too much. This stuff moves around a little bit on the eye, so that can sometimes become a little bit annoying, but I really, really like the colour, and I'm so annoyed that I didn't find this before I got married, because I would have definitely used this as my eyeshadow shade, but I didn't know that I had it until the other day when I was like looking through all my old makeup stuff, and I found it and I was like, oh, I used to love this. Got it back out again and I was like, god damn, I should have had that for the wedding, but I didn't. So it's a tough luck really, isn't it? But now, next of all, I'm now going to do my highlighting. So to highlight today, I'm going to use this shade from my French Connection palette. Really like this shade. I just don't use it enough because I don't feel as if it's a very like popping colour. But recently I've been applying a little bit more of it, and I don't know, I really like the little glow that it gives. It's definitely not as crazy as my other highlighters that I use, it's a little bit less, but I do really like the little kind of shimmer that it gives you. Just a really pretty shade. Now I'm going to quickly do my nose. So I'm just going to take that same brush that I used to apply the brown shade on my eyes, but I haven't applied any product or anything on this. I'm literally just using what's already on the product. Just excuse the dog, she's just behind me as normal. There she is. Inner corner highlight. Highlight the lip and the cupid's bow. Sorry. And then the nose. Now I'm going to apply my mascara, and then I'm going to just sort of blend everything together properly. So I'm using my W7 Massive Lashes Volume Mascara. Now, I don't always use mascara. Sometimes I put false lashes on, especially if it's hot. I quite like to wear lashes because it means that I don't have any chance of my mascara running at all because I get too hot and it like starts to wash off kind of thing, which does happen sometimes. Or like when it's really hot and we go out, I get really sensitive eyes, so my eyes start watering, and if I have lashes on, I don't have any like issue with anything coming, like running down my face. But when I have mascara on, obviously mascara runs down my face and it becomes really, really painful. Because I have really sensitive lashes, really sensitive eyes, sorry. So it's sometimes a little bit of a troublesome issue when we go out and stuff, because I'm just like, sorry about my washing machine as well, guys. I had to close the door, but it's pretty loud. Now I'm going to, because it's summer, apply a little bit of blusher. This isn't something that I do every single day at all, but I just thought today it would be kind of a nice thing to do. It's nice and hot out and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade Peachy, and I'm also going to take the shade Dazed, which is like a really pretty kind of pinky shade. And just apply it to my little cheeks. Cool. And then I think that's about it. It's very highlighted along here, and I'm not really sure why it's so highlighted along here, so I think I'm going to just take a little bit of powder and just powder underneath my eyes, just so it's not so powdery, like so bright. I didn't know why it was so bright. And I'm also just going to cover my brows with a bit of more powder, just because I don't like them to be so dark, especially when it's hot. I don't want them to be such a big thing. And that's it. That's the finished makeup. Pretty simple. Can't quite believe it took me 20 minutes to film the whole thing. So simple and easy. For my lips, I'll probably just add like a chapstick or something. I don't always add lipstick, although I do have this one here which I do really like. This is the Revolution in the shade, I think it's Regan, and I'll just quickly show you what the colour is. I really like this shade for everyday wear, because although it is quite a like dark shade and stuff, it's not, and it's so pretty. Let me just show you it, guys. I really like the colour of this. Damn, lips are so dry. So dry. So I do actually have a liner that goes with this. But I'm not going for like, I've really got a load of lipstick on today. Just want that really natural, subtle look. So yeah.